Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's the divisional round of the NFL playoffs this week, and we are back with Doug Upstone doing our regular videos each week. And we're not going to do our false favorites top underdog segment this week because there's only 4 games, and Doug already gave us 2 picks in the value play segment. Doug's going to comment on the public betting action of the rest of the games. Doug Upstone, thanks for being back with us.
Peter, my pleasure to be back here once again. And yeah, the false favorites of top dogs worked out pretty good this year. Even though they were secondary picks, hit over 62% of them, and went 3-0 on these last week, going with the article. So hey, let's see if we can at least meet that going forward here.
All right. Well, what can you tell us about the public betting action this week and your opinions on them?
Well, the first game where the public is strongly on two sides of the same game is Dallas and Green Bay. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the things is that the line hasn't moved that much, the total, I should say, at 53, but 75% of the people have bet the over in this game. And there's every reason to believe that should be a possibility because Green Bay averages 39.1 points per game at home, and they're 7-1 over at Lambeau Field. And the Cowboys defense, though it has improved in just giving up 44 points in recent games, prior to the Washington game in their previous 5 games, their previous 5 road games, they'd given up 27.4 points per game. So I think there's a little question mark there. And there's also a question mark about the Packers defense. Yes, it improved with Clay Matthews going inside as a linebacker and bringing better athletes onto the field, but they still had their moments of giving up points, and especially against the run where they struggled. And of course, we know how good the Dallas offensive line is and the weapons that they have. So myself, I kind of look at this game and I say that the tendency would be to go under as opposed to over. That's from my viewpoint. Now, on the money line, I also find that Dallas is getting 80% of the money line. And I can see that on 2 reasons. Number one, I think a lot of bettors like to chase a number, especially that has a fairly good payout. And obviously, Dallas is 8-0 straight up on the road this year. So I think that bears some significance. But myself, I don't see the reason to play Dallas on the money line. Either if you really think they're going to win, okay, then play them. But I don't think there's any value playing them. I think the Packers win the game. Might be a close game, but I think the Packers are the better play here.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I did bet the under myself on the opening line a little bit. Maybe I'll bet it more. I'm kind of liking that. And as far as the spread's concerned, yeah, I don't know. For me, maybe I'll bet Green Bay, maybe not, but just there's no way. Unless Billy Walters himself tells me that I should bet Dallas, I'm just not going to pull the trigger. I'm not going to bet against Green Bay getting less than a touchdown with that defense and Aaron Rodgers. I just can't do it. All right, what's your second game, Doug Upstone?
The second one where the public is over, it's not a huge majority, but 55% are on Baltimore. So in their game against New England. And, there's a lot of reasons to like that. With the Ravens, they're 7-3 in the postseason against the spread. And the last 3 playoff trips that they've made to New England, they've covered all 3 and won twice. And one of the things that they're able to do is they're able to get into Tom Brady's face. And the one thing that Tom Brady does not like is people that are around his legs or in front of him or, coming right directly in his face. And that's where Terrell Suggs and Elvis Dermerville are very good at doing this. And then we saw last week that Baltimore, Joe Flacco, looked like he was back to form overall. I'm not sure if it's going to carry through, but I think that they're going to be able to pass the ball and run the ball a little bit on the New England defense. And if Justin Forsett can continue to go and run the ball at a high level, I think they should be pretty good. And Baltimore, we know, is going to have a high confidence level. They had won 6 in a row of their opening playoff games. I think this team comes in there. I think with the +7, I think that's a pretty good value on them. So I will agree with the public and say Baltimore is a better play in this game.
Well, I'll tell you, I was assuming that the public was going to be all over the Pats here, and I'm very surprised to hear that they've been favoring Baltimore. We'll see if that holds, towards kickoff time. Right. I'm assuming that it's going to be at least 70% in favor of the Pats. Maybe I'm wrong. And also, I was leaning Pats -6.5 myself. I did bet that one when it went to 6.5 at Heritage. I bit on that one. I know that Baltimore has a strong history in the playoffs. I know that these, favorites, the home favorites, haven't done that well in recent years in the divisional round. But I don't know. I can't bet against the Pats here. I think Flacco's gonna have kind of an off game. But we'll see. Interesting thoughts, Doug Upstone. Thanks so much.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.